Hey, what's up, y'all? So, welcome to answering y'all's questions and responding to your comments, part 10. As I said at the end of the last video, which, according to the YouTube statistics, most people didn't actually watch to the very end of it. But this is actually 10 and 11, which I'm not sure if that's going to be posted next week or John M. Sent me a comment that I'm going to make a full video on, so I'm not sure if I'll post part 11 or that next week. And then I've got more MG videos coming. I'm just waiting for some parts to come in and figure out my camera situation because my GoPro died. So those are coming too. But part 9, 10, and 11 were actually all one video originally, and I ended up cutting up part 9, which was 32 minutes, into 3 videos, or in the process of cutting it up. Um, because I've realized most people don't want to watch 32 minutes of me rambling on, so I'm cutting it up into shorter videos to try to keep y'all's interest and keep them down around the average watch length that y'all actually watch on the videos. So hopefully y'all enjoy, and here's picking up right where we left off last time. See y'all later.
Skank Hunt 42. You pay to rent a truck from them and they lock it at 65. What an effing joke. Yes, you're paying to rent a truck from them and they have it set at 65. I guess their logic is you're operating under their authority, and what is their truck with their name and everything on the side of it, so they can lock it at whatever you want, which if you're a company driver, it's locked at 58 on the throttle and 62 on cruise control, which granted was faster than the Snyder trucks. Or no, that's about the same as the Snyder trucks. I think the Snyder trucks did 62 as well. Unless you're a company driver, or unless you're a team driver, then they did 65. Um, and then the Carvana trucks, I love the Carvana trucks. They're supposed to do 66 on throttle, 72 on cruise. They all do at least that. Some of them go quite a bit faster. But it's nice being able to run 70 plus down the interstate and just pass everybody. And every time I see a Prime truck or something in front of me, it's like, oh yeah, I can pass that easily and just blow their doors off. Or at least it feels like they're blowing their doors off, even though you're still going slower than most of the cars on the road. Freddie Hernandez. Do you pick flatbed or did they assign you based on openings? I chose flatbed. When you go to Prime, you get to choose the division you go into, so you can choose reefer, which is their largest division. It's what most people go into. Flatbed, which is the second largest division, or you can go into tanker. It was between flatbed and tanker for me, and everything tanker with them is food grade. And I seriously looked at tanker. I've got my tanker endorsement, which they make you do when you go to work for Prime. If you get your license with them, they make you get the tanker endorsement, because even hauling reefer or flatbed, you could get loads that require the tanker endorsement. But the reason I did not go with tanker is because for the training with the permit, you were only allowed to drive, you couldn't drive a loaded tanker truck. You could only drive it empty, so you could only drive it between loads to the wash and then out to pick up the new load. So it would have taken the PSD portion of it would have taken a good bit longer than it did with flatbed. Um, the TNT portion wouldn't have taken any longer, because once you have your license, even if you have no real experience aside from what you had with your permit, you are legally allowed to drive a tanker as long as you have the license with the tanker endorsement on it. But yeah, I picked flatbed, and it got me in a heck of a lot better shape. As I said, I don't know if I've said, I think I've said it in videos before, but I dropped 30 pounds in a year doing flatbed, and I ate fast food like Subway, Wendy's, Arby's every night. It's just a lot of friggin' work. Robert Cooper. Cameron, does Prime have cameras in the cabs of their trucks to keep an eye on their drivers? When I was there, they did not. Um, I know when I was with Snyder, they had cameras, but they were outward facing only, and Carvana recently has started putting outward facing cameras in their trucks. I think a lot of companies are getting away from, or phasing out the inward-facing cameras, because I'm pretty sure there's been a few lawsuits about that, basically having a camera in what is essentially your bedroom facing inwards. But when I was there, Prime did not have inward or outward-facing cameras. I don't know whether or not they've put outward-facing cameras in their trucks nowadays or not, but I know Snyder, at least on the newer trucks, was starting to factory option outward-facing cameras, and Carvana now has outward-facing cameras. But I've never worked with a company that had inward-facing cameras in the trucks, and I never would work for a company that has a inward-facing camera in the truck. If they want to watch the road in front of me, that's fine. Doesn't bother me. Comes in handy for me when somebody in a car does something stupid. If they were to cause an accident, I can say, I've got a dash camera right there, and I'm facing outwards to show what you did, and I've got the company backing me up now. But yeah, no, when I was with Prime, they did not. Austin, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to mess up your last name. Pasula. Your videos are great. Many question answers so far. Thank you, sir. I'm glad I could help out. If you've got any more, let me know. The Collins, how do they do their diabetes check? The way they did it with when I was there was they checked your urine. I guess they can check for signs of diabetes through urine. Oh, somebody commented on my drone video. Awesome scenes and content, thank you. I actually filmed that at my parents' house, which is where I'm at right now with the MGB, because I needed a garage, and they have a garage. But yeah, that was actually filmed. I was standing on my parents' dock when I did that. Ingleg again, be safe, be vigilant. Hey, Frank E. You may want to read up on New Prime Inc. versus Oliveira before leasing. It's a good recommendation, and that is actually the video I was talking about in the beginning with that link. Smart Trucking is actually talking about that case. It was, I believe it went to the Supreme Court or something like that. But I would recommend watching that video. But yes, he actually talks about that case in that video. Nefer O. Carmona? Sorry if I mess up the names. If I ever mess up y'all's names, I apologize. On my exterior and equipment organization video, dude's brand spanking new. The truck was, when I got the truck, it had about 12,000 miles on it. By the time I filmed that video, it had probably 100,000 miles on it, but I mean, for a truck, yeah, that's still basically new. I mean, heck, we've got 2020 trucks at Carvana that have 100,000+ miles on them, just because of how much we run those things. Saba, great guy with honest information. Thank you. Chris Reyes, he asked for salvation and help. Blessed. Thank you. Ahmed Sulman, thanks for the info. I have a question. I already applied to Primes. If they call me, can I drive my car to get there? Is that okay? Again, this is 5 months ago. I did reply to the comment back then, but there were people who drove out to orientation that lived near where they were doing the orientation. Prime has areas where you can park a vehicle for long term, I believe, or at least they did while I was there. So I don't see any reason why you couldn't drive out there if you wanted to, but in my case, with everybody's case, Prime will buy you a Greyhound ticket to get you out there, so you don't have to bring a car with you and have to worry about it being parked there and whether or not it's going to start when you get back. In my case, they refunded me the amount of the Greyhound ticket because I chose to fly out there because I had no desire to ride on a Greyhound bus from Atlanta to Springfield, Missouri. So I flew out there. My father helped me out get the ticket because he's got a bunch of frequent flyer miles and all that stuff, and then Prime just refunded me $100-something, whatever the Greyhound ticket would have cost. So I actually ended up making money on that. But yeah, there's no reason, at least when I was there was no reason that you could not have driven your own car out there if you wanted to. Loading. That's a good username. So you made 100K, and after all your expenses, you went home with 26K. Something does not sound right. I agree with that. I made I made over 100,000 before fuel, truck payment, everything else I had to pay, and I went home with roughly 26K before taxes because I was 1099, so I had to go and pay taxes on that. Granted, I only had to pay taxes on the 26, not the full 100 something, because that was all company expenses. So that technically my company made 100 something thousand. After all the expenses, I made 26 something as its sole employee, and then I had to pay taxes off of that.
All right, guys. So that was it for answering your questions, part 10. Next week should be part 11, coming out on Monday or Tuesday. I'm trying to get back to posting videos weekly. I may miss a week every now and then, just if work is crazy or anything like that, but I am trying to get back to posting weekly videos now that I actually have a set schedule at work, so my life's becoming a little bit more predictable. But yeah, until next time, y'all stay safe out there, and thanks for sticking around. See y'all later. Bye.